I'm a strong believer in the fact that we weren't made to live in a world like this. With 40 hours being the standard and 60 hours being common. I'm not just talking about work either. We have this very strange idea of how society functions. It's very unsettling how often we just kind of overlook each other. And because of how the nuclear family structure has failed us in a manner with how it went, at least in the West, the United States, we've all gotten this trauma from our parents. It happens. Because they were broken before, and they were broken before, and it kept going on. Because it's very commonplace in the world to think that, disciplining a kid physically all the time is the norm. And if they don't handle it well, if they don't handle being abused, well, they're just bitches. They're just little pussies. But, it's... We weren't built for this. We weren't made to exist in a society where we all crave validation, crave connection, and yet willfully fall apart into just escapism. We've all kind of given up and accepted the fact that we are not special. That we will never achieve anything with our life. When in fact, that's just not true. When in fact, we all are special. It's just this world has taken what made us special and had us shove it down deep inside of us. In exchange, you get technology. You get to escape on your little machine all day. And you get to escape with other things. That's not what life is. We've overcomplicated what life is. Life is not just... It's not just a... It's not this massive complicated thing. Our modern luxuries have kind of gotten to us, and now we can't expect to live without the iPhone. We can't expect to live without the newest, car. There's no way in hell we can survive with old clothes. You gotta keep up with the Joneses, man. And even if you don't realize it, you're like, no, I'm never like that. Just think about some things. Look at something that you have and ask, do I really need that? Do I even halfway need that? Do I use that on a daily basis? If you don't use it on a daily basis, and it's not the only thing that you can use when an occasion arises for that, if it's not for a specific use, and you don't use it every day, then you don't need it. Hell, even some things you don't need anyways. Leave your mobile phone at home. Use it as a tool like you would like a class computer. Don't use it every day. Just use it when you need to. Don't overcomplicate your life. So you're screwed, everyone else is screwed. You also have a problem with dopamine. You've heard it all the time, dopamine reset and all that. It's not just that. You have a problem with trying to focus on anything. Whether that's because of disassociating or because you're just not wanting to put the effort in, because it's a lot of effort in this world to get a happy life now. For whatever reason, you completely drain yourself every day unwillingly. You fall into escapism of just like not even realizing it. You zone out, and then all of a sudden, 4 hours later, you realize you just watched a bunch of YouTube, you can't remember any of it, and shit, now it's time to go to work. The worst part of my life. You constantly get into this headset of I can't do this right now. I'm too tired or frustrated. And I'm not shitting on you for that. I get it. I'm one of them. I haven't gotten past that part of my life yet. But you know what like eats at me every day is the fact that we can't go out and just get property anymore. You can't just go out and be like, I like this piece of land, no one's using it, I'm gonna take it now. It's more of, oh shit, someone with like billions of dollars bought this piece of land for themselves. They used one, but they have 500, and guess what? You don't get to use any of that. Oh, but you want a place to live? Go fuck yourself. You can't let yourself fall into this. You gotta stop. It hurts ripping off the bandit. When you've got a leech attached to you and it's sucking the life out of you, it's going to hurt to rip off, but it will be beneficial. Do you know what's causing like 80% of your problems? 80% of like your mental problems. If you completely disconnected from it, you'd be fine. It's your phone. I haven't been able to get rid of it. I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm not shitting on you guys for not being able to do it. I just want to let you know what I found out. I know the answer. It's just it hurts a little too much to do. The other part is your job. Your job fucking sucks. Because guess what? Capitalism is a bitch. I used to be very right-leaning, and then I quickly turned into left-leaning, and then I quickly turned into, wow, we're just all getting fucked, kind of. You don't have to pick a side, you can just say you're getting fucked, because I realized real quick, there's no side to getting fucked. You're getting fucked from the back, not left or right. You're getting fucked. So, just... It's so bad, they're trying to make us fight with each other. And it's just really bullshit, you know? There's no connection anymore. That's the biggest thing that we as humans are missing is we are so obsessed with the bigger picture and knowing what's going on with the other part of the world and what's the global thing we all need to be fighting for every day, instead of taking care of our portion of the world, you know, your city, or like even your neighborhood, and just being like, hey, let's do this, where like there's litter cleaning up, or like you go and check with families to see, okay, is this something, do you need something? Okay, you need something, go talk to other people and be like, hey, is there a way that we can connect it all together? Instead of fighting for a global thing that there's absolutely no way, realistically, you could do anything about it. I'm not trying to be mean, but realistically, you're not going to do anything about global warming. Instead of trying to fix the whole global warming, make where no one ever contributes to it again, talk to your neighborhood. Be like, hey, did you know this is an alternate, choice? Oh, you don't believe in climate change? Oh, well, here are the reasons why it's true. What's your preconception of this? And then just keep... You can be the change you want to see. Just take some effort. Also, a broken glass can't pour into another glass, okay? Make sure you're good. before someone else, before you try to, of your own volition, help another person. If they ask you for them help, or you can see they need help, then yeah, help them. But don't try and connect. Don't try to be a helpful person to someone else when you can't help yourself. Mostly, that's just like a basic rule. That sounds way more mean than what I mean. But you probably know what I mean. I think that's where the constant. I think that's where certain activities that people of age participate in alone, I think that's why one of the reasons why you do it so much. It's because no one feels human anymore. No one feels like what you truly deep down know what a human's supposed to feel like. We built up walls, societal walls of like how we're supposed to act to each other. You're not supposed to hug someone you kind of know. You're not supposed to hug them. You're not supposed to say, I like you as a person, without knowing them for like a year. It's just, you can't do that. You as a person, not allowed to show emotions. And that kind of just fucks us. And it's not even like a you're anxious kind of thing. It's that everyone expects that now. So you're categorized as a weirdo. You're categorized as a weirdo when you show emotions to someone. You are the strange person. You are not allowed to be strange. You are not allowed to show your emotions. What are you doing? It's insane how far we've let ourselves fall from connection, from loving each other. It wasn't supposed to be this difficult, ever. Alright, done something. I'm not supposed to drain this into the sink, right? I feel like it'll be fine. And if not, my landlord will get after me. Not my problem. We have to distract ourselves from everything. Your emotions, you're not allowed to show that. Your feelings, you're not allowed to show that. Your complaints, no. Not allowed. But hey, you want to say that the world is just fine and we're doing A-okay? Go ahead, bud. Come on. Maybe you can spread the lie too. Daddy Elon needs another yacht. It's completely fucked. And I'm not just trying to keep this a societal thing, I'm trying to keep this as a all of us together kind of thing. That's just kind of how it is. We are so screwed. And another thing that I kind of want to talk about is it's just growing up is really difficult to start off with. Because you go from a kid understanding the world as you've seen it, and then you grow up and start to realize, wow, this is way more difficult than I thought. This is so difficult. And you just learn new things. You start to realize the world isn't what you thought it was. It's just not even close. You realize you are super screwed. This isn't what you were wanting at all. You fight and scream and yell, and you're constantly wondering, why is this so different than what I was told? Why are these things the way they are? This is not what I remember. It's a constant headache and battle with yourself. I started growing up by myself. I got out into the world at 16. I think it was 16. I'm 20 now. Those 4 years were both the longest and shortest years of my life. I started learning so much about myself, who I am, what I stand for. And that just kind of starts to weigh on you. I've learned so much so quickly. I've learned so much about myself, about others, about what I enjoy as a person, about some stuff from my past that I didn't even realize until I grew up. I finally got help. Went to see a therapist, and I realized I had dissociative disorder because of past traumatic moments in my life. And just it just all started to click. That's the thing. There's a lot of weird pieces you have as a kid, weird knowledges about yourself, and you're like, this doesn't feel normal. And then you start growing up and you realize that is in fact not normal. It's not that it's bad. It's not a normal thing that most people have. Some of those things you can kind of live without. Some of those things you can be like, oh, okay, I can solve this. I can fix this issue. Other things, it's a lot harder to do, near impossible. Disassociating takes years and years of dedication to just not disassociating, and you still do it. Some, not nearly as bad, but what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you get fucked from the beginning. And everyone's like, oh, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you got this, you're perfect the way you are. But you can't lie yourself into happiness like that. Saying, oh, this is fine, but your foot's on fire and everyone's like, oh, it's fine, once you put it out the water, it'll be fine. Or, hey, maybe you just don't need a foot. Maybe this is just a sign from God. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? My foot's on fire. Why aren't you grabbing a fire extinguisher? Stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta find your own answers. You have to find your own answers. You can't just leave them You can't just leave them unanswered. Or you can't just listen to someone else to give you the answers. I tried that. That is not how it works at all. You have to find your own answers. Because at the end of the day, you are you. You can't be any more or less than that. You have to be yourself. Not the good parts, not the perfect part you're thinking about, but truly yourself. You can't just think, oh man, myself is going to be perfect. No, that's not who you are. That's actually the exact reason why you're trying to be yourself, is so you can stop worrying about being the person that you're not. Yes, you should try to be a better human, but realistically, you're going to fail. You're going to mess up, and you are going to fall flat on your face multiple times. Twice, 3 times, 12 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. You will fail. What being human is about is understanding that. A human isn't perfect. A human gets up one more time than they've ever fallen. As long as you keep getting up, you're fine. You will fail. You need to be okay with that. That's important. You need to be okay with the fact that you might not be the most productive person ever, and you might not achieve everything that you want every day, and that, yeah, your life's not good. It's like, generally, you're not having a good time with life. The human part is being like, okay, I'll get through this. Once I get the energy to survive another day, I'll get through this. You just need to push through. And don't rush yourself with that either. That'll mess you up bad. Be yourself. Let yourself have time. The whole point of being a human is processing emotion. Let yourself process emotions. If you're sitting there overwhelmed, don't be like, I need to fix my life. I need to recalculate everything. Don't be like, man, I gotta figure this all out. No. Relax. Think it through. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling that? Is this good to feel this, or is it bad? Okay, if it's bad, what's the solution? Okay, if it's good, how can I keep this going healthily as long as possible? The whole thing of life is what's good, what's inherently good, and what's inherently bad. And understanding that sometimes what is inherently bad is good for you in the moment, and what's inherently good is bad for you in the moment. Sometimes you don't always need to go see a doctor just because you're having a mental health crisis. You know? That was a bad example. I mean, just like being a drama queen. Sometimes you don't have to go see the doctor every time. You'll be fine. Oh, babies. Even now, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, it feels cool. I'm kind of in a different place. That might be because I'm taking a specific substance that just makes everything better, but it's just kind of like, I'm here. I got music, I'm talking about something, I'm making good food that I haven't had in a year, because I finally decided to take care of my life, because I finally decided to take care of me. It's so cool. It's so cool just being like, just be here, man. It's just cool being like, okay, I exist in this moment. That's the whole point. That's the whole thing that I've been chasing personally. Me as a human, I've been chasing just being in the moment. I don't want to be rich. I could even live without, I could even live without, money. If I had to be broke my whole life, I could deal with that. The one thing that I can't deal with is not being here to experience it. I'd rather be broke as hell for the rest of my life and be in the moment than to be uber rich and keep feeling like I do when I disassociate. Because I just want to be here, man. You're fucked from the beginning. Not everyone is born rich, but everyone is born. I'd rather choose to be here in the life I was given than to not be here in the life that I was lucky to get. I don't want to give up a damn thing I'm going through. Although it's hard and although it sucks, and even now, so many of the things suck. Every time I look back, something that happened in my past pushed me to become who I am today. I'm pretty damn proud of myself. I still have struggles, I still have anxiety and pains and constant doubts. But I feel like I know myself better than I did 7 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. I feel happy. I feel there are more happy days than sad. No. I have more happy days than sad days than I did before. I still struggle with mostly sad days. The happy is so much happier, and the sad is less sad and more frustrated. Which is pretty cool. If I keep going, then at some point I must be able to make the sad a normal sad instead of borderline depression. I must be able to make the happiness actual happiness instead of just being content. There's no way I could be okay with staying the same. Without some kind of growth going for you. I couldn't imagine not having something going for you. Learning more about yourself or trying a new thing. I couldn't imagine just staying stagnant. Of course I want a happy life, but I gotta have something to go after. I can't just let it fade like that. Fade into the dark. There's no way. There's no way. I couldn't deal with it. We have to keep growing. We have to keep changing, evolving, letting ourselves try new things, letting ourselves let other things fall away. Let ourselves kind of think about everything. I need you to realize something. If you're having a hard time, life isn't supposed to be a nightmare. If you think there's a move, there's something that you could do, although it might be risky, and you've just been looking for someone to tell you to go do it. Go do it. What's the worst case? What's the worst case? You die? You die trying? You die fighting for yourself? That's the worst case. You die. If you're okay with that, make the move. If you're okay with that, then you're okay with everything else. If you're okay with everything else, then just make the move. And you might see me here being healthy and giving you all this advice, but I will tell you, all the advice I give you is stuff I struggle with. I know the answers to a lot of my problems. It's difficult giving it up. I did not eat healthy. This is like the first healthy meal I've made in months. And that's just the only motivation I got to do this was by being able to make a video. But no, I would definitely, I ate horribly, and I also, constantly drank soda with no water. I, never got good sleep. And now, these days, I'm trying harder. Trying harder to connect with God, trying harder to live life happily, healthily. Even there, you saw that I just had a pizza roll box. Because I had bought pizza rolls as a quick and easy meal. But I am trying to be healthier. Let's go there. Maybe. Let's give you guys a good view. You guys don't have to see me anymore. You guys have seen me. Oh! Oreo. Untie. What the fuck? Doesn't seem to like this. Maybe go something like that. No, but you need to realize that life isn't a game of rushing. It isn't a game of losing, of trying to win. You're not out here trying to win. You're not trying to be a millionaire. You're not trying to achieve every dream you've ever had. You're not trying to go out and just do everything. I can't remember who said it, so I'm sorry, but someone put it best with saying, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. Your point is to exist. You don't have to overcomplicate. Just existing is fine. Don't go into a bad, depression state where you're not doing anything, but you don't have to be, sometimes you don't have to be running at the moment. Rest is also important. Rest is as important, if not more important, than work. You're not meant to be running and screaming and shouting and getting victory after victory just because you see some people online who will say they can do that. Or maybe some people who can just do that with some projects. They can run 24/7 on that project. There are some people who do that. But you do not have to be one of them. Do not be one of them. That is not your job. Completely forgot what I just said. Anyways. Sometimes you can just slow down. Take the little achievements, the stuff that you've been working on for a while, and just be happy, man. Just be happy of what you've been able to achieve. What you've been able to run with. You've done great. Think about it in the last year. Try and think of something that you just started doing recently. That seems like a very small victory, okay? Did you start going for walks? Did you start going out and visiting people more often? Did you start eating a little bit healthier, like eating a fruit as a snack once a day instead of like a bagel and cream cheese? You know, did you? Well, that's a win. You win. Good job. That's a big enough win. You're okay. You did it. You did the thing. You grew as a person, and you know you might fail it. You might not do it as often as you want, but again, circling back, you don't have to be perfect. You have to be human, and human is acknowledging that you will fall. You will fail. You just gotta get back up. Whatever you do, don't stop. Also, if anyone's curious, if they don't want to go down to the comments, this artist is called Nomyn, Nomyn, I think. I'll also link them down below and reply to anyone that might happen to watch this and is curious about the song. But no, we are too, like, frustrated with ourselves. We expect perfection from ourselves, but when someone else comes over and it's like, man, I'm doing horrible, we immediately give them the best satisfaction in the world. You know why? Do you know why? Because you seek validation and you also want to help other people, so you give the other people validation because you know that they want it, just like you want it. You are being a good person inherently. You just have to give yourself that. It's not selfish to love yourself. It's not selfish to do what you need to do. It's not selfish to take care of yourself and love yourself. It's selfish once you put yourself in front of someone else. But if it's just you in the equation, then it doesn't matter. You gotta let yourself relax. You gotta give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, some peace. Stop freaking out and disappointing yourself all the time. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. So, hopefully you enjoyed a dude talking about random bullshit I can't remember while being high and cooking up some taco salad. This was fun. I want to do it again. Just keeping my mind entertained while talking to do the thing that I don't like of cooking, so I can teach myself to love it. Two birds, one stone. But I appreciate you guys for watching. If you got any specific questions or requests or anything at all, I don't care, anything at all, just let me know. If you watched to this point, which I doubt anyone has, but that's okay, then I really appreciate it. so much. 40 minutes in, and I just appreciate it a lot. If I'm gonna continue, I'm gonna try and continue. It probably won't be regularly, but this is fun. If you guys want any of the recipes, if you weren't able to pay attention, just let me know. I can't give you the seasoning, but it's just taco seasoning. It's a very good blend that my mom made me, but yeah, I wish you guys the absolute best. You deserve it. Love yourself because you are the only one in this equation, so that means that you deserve the love. Be okay with yourself, and I wish you the absolute best life. Not rich life, not happy life, best life for you and your character. With that, farewell, peace be unto you.